Alright, so Zenless Zone Zero has been out for nearly a week now. So, what are my thoughts and opinions on it? I think this game is fucking incredible, and to be honest, it's a lot better than Wuthering Waves, by a mile. So, what do I like about this game, for the most part? The animations are really good. Character designs are honestly on point. The gacha system could definitely use some work, because I do think it, at least for the weapon engine, these things, it should just be a 100% chance instead of a 75-25. Like, 75-25 is better than a 50-50, if I'm being completely honest, but still, it should be 100% guaranteed. In terms of the pulls, getting them, I feel like getting pulls is a lot worse in this game, because there isn't a whole lot to do. So, I'm hoping events give you a metric crap ton, and I'm really hoping, because I have no clue on any information of 1.1, so I'm really hoping that this game borrows what Star Rail does, and every patch we get a 10 pull worth to make up for the lack of getting pulls. And every single event gives you over 1,000 of its currency for pulls. The combat in this game is fucking fun as hell. It feels so satisfying to get off a dodge or a parry, and all that jazz. The overworld, at the very least, the place that you will spend the most time in, is pretty great. Like, it's relatively small, so it's not overly big. Everything is where it needs to be. So you have your normal shop here, where you gain a damage bonus and HP. You have your daily ticket here. You have the arcade here, which is barely going to get touched. And then you have your coffee shop right here, where it's a bit hit or miss sometimes, because sometimes it'll have something you need, others it won't. And then here you have the bamboo shop. Well, not really. Like, you get stuff from them, not bamboo specifically. And then here is a weapon engine store,
Since you're here, why not treat yourself to something nice?
where you only get certain weapon engines, which is a bit of a shame.
You were looking for?
Hopefully they add all of the A-rank agents' weapon engines, but it's whatever. One critique I do have... Oh, there's also this, which gets unlocked once you unlock this game's artifact system. So, there's that as well. One critique I do have against the game is this loading screen right here. It doesn't need to exist. It's literally going into the parking lot and then having two ways to go into it. I honestly think they could have done without this, because it would just make it a whole lot more sense. I'm fine with going into the store. That makes perfect sense, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Would it be nice if it didn't have a loading screen, though? Kinda, yeah. And here is where you're going to be doing a majority of your gameplay. So let's talk about the biggest thing. The TVs. In the story, the TVs are kind of bad. It does take away a little bit, but once you get into the combat, it's fun. However, that being said, when you're on a map, and you have a ton of dudes following you, and you get into a fight, that fight will be the same every single time while you're still on that playing field. So what I mean is, you will have the same background, and you will fight the same wave of enemies in the same pattern. There is no variety for that one field until you're done with that exploration, or what have you, or that combat. So I understand why it's repetitive in that nature, but it would be nice if every single fight was different or had more variety to it. Like, have it be the same area, but I'm fighting different dudes. Not, oh, it's literally just the same fate, copy-pasted, same fight, copy-pasted 5 times over. That shit's annoying. Other than that, puzzle-wise, they're fine. They can be a bit egregious sometimes, and a bit annoying, but there's that. However, that being said, the rallies, and I think the challenges, don't have the TVs. It's a straight up fight where you just go in to a zone, and then you fight all of the enemies. And it's fucking fantastic. I don't even think the TVs are the endgame mode either, because if I can go to it. I barely touched Hollow Zero. Oh, oops. I only did one of the Hollow, and I don't remember what occurred in it. I think it's just pure gameplay, but I could be wrong in that. I haven't done it since. Once you get to a certain point in the game, you'll unlock Routine Cleanup, which is this game's artifact system. So there's that. But I believe a majority of this is just straight up combat. So the TVs only exist for the story and for any commissions that you get. Character design.
I'll help you win. The lunch is on you.
This is, like, it's a bit hit or miss for some. I will point out my favorite characters design-wise and some of my least favorite characters design-wise. But here's Nakamata.
Touch my tail? No.
Ellen.
Is it work time? Is food included?
Sukaku.
Let's take a break.
Piper, who I'm deeming as at least 18 plus.
Nothing to fear. The cunning hairs are here.
Nicole.
Standing by.
And B.
1, 2, yes, all accounted for.
Rena.
I'm sorry.
Corin.
I have 2 guns, so double the accuracy.
Billy.
Good day, Proxy.
Lucy.
Time for some hard labor?
Ben.
It's our turn, bro.
Anton.
Ready and waiting.
Soldier 11.
You want to test my hammer?
Kaleda.
I'm at your disposal.
I still have trouble pronouncing his name. I think it's Nikon? I don't know.
Hey, awaiting.
And then
handle technical matters.
Grace.
Ready?
Come on.
Head and standing. I'll help you win. The lunch is on you.
So, of these casts, who are my favorites design-wise? If I'm being completely honest, I would have to say Nakamata, Ellen, Envy's pretty great. I also really like Lucy's design. I think she's cute. Soldier 11 is alright. And then, obviously, Grace. In terms of least favorite, though, he's literally just a bear in clothing and standing upright. The only thing that's really unique about him is the scar on his left eye. Corn is also pretty eh. Same thing with Rena, because they both have the same issue that they're literally just a maid. Like, there's nothing special about them. Unlike Ellen here, who is quite literally, you know, a shark maid. And she is wildly different from any other maid. And then there's also Nicole. I like pink hair. I do. But Nicole is... I think most of it has to do with the fact that her nails are painted a different color. And I don't vibe with that, personally. I think it's obnoxious to look at, or to even think about. So she's probably one of my least favorite designs because of that. Honorable mention for a character design I like is obviously Billy. He's really great. Let's talk about this. The UI. This UI is good. I don't know what anyone else is thinking, but this UI is good. Yes, it takes a little bit to get used to, in terms of, at the very least, in terms of the names for everything, because I can understand that. So, your Signal Search is your summons, your new Eridu City Fund is your Battle Pass, the story is pretty obvious, the agents are your characters, which is pretty obvious, your storage is your inventory, which is pretty obvious, your Internaut is your world level and where you get your commissions, achievements, obvious, compendium, obvious, DMs, messages, so obvious. Options, obvious. And then your more option for stuff that you're almost never going to use until, well, you're going to at least use this once a day to log out of the game. But that's basically it. This UI is very clean, not in your face, and actually looks good. Because the character, like, you have this, with the dynamic wallpaper. And I honestly can't wait to unlock all of these guys' stuff, because I really want to see them. Specifically, Nekomata's, Ellen's, and Grace's. Especially Ellen and Grace's. But I can understand it taking some time to get used to, in terms of at the very least these two and what they do. But this is simple, it's straightforward, and very easy to digest. In terms of the world, it only feels a little bit empty when you actually, go out and investigate, behind here. Like, oh, what's here? There aren't even that many chests around. Well, chests around. And once they're gone for good as well. So there's really no point in exploring the town. Unless if you're trying to find stuff that you need to do. Obviously. Let's talk about the Bangbus. I like and dislike these guys. I dislike them because the Bangbus are your healers, and we currently don't have a healer character yet. I'm really hoping that changes in the near future, because I feel like the characters should be the healers, not the Bangbu. Because if the Bangbu are the healers, then you're stuck with needing to use one or two of them. I believe it's like the avocado one and the exploration one. What I like about them, however, is their design. So right now I currently have it set to the butler because I got the shark Bangbu. As you can see here. Actually, here's a better place to look at them. The remodeling shop. To be honest, I wish this didn't exist. I wish you could just level them up straight on a menu instead of this, but oh well. So you have your avocado, Bagbu, Sharkbu, Explorbu, Simobu, Paperbu, Crybu, Bullseye, Electroboo, Magnetoboo, Devilaboo, Safety, literally just named Safety, Butler, Emilion, Rocketboo, Plugboo, Resinaboo, Bangvolver, Penguinboo, and Boo Rusher. I definitely have to say Plugboo is one of my favorite designs because it's just so fucking creative. But my overall favorite design has to be the Penguinboo. It's just freaking adorable. So, the Bangbus are cute. I just don't know exactly their purpose in the world, except for proxies. But other than proxies and other than helping raiders out in combat, like the guys at the shop, I would like to learn more about their lore, right? And the lore for all of the characters too. That would be nice to know. But overall, I'm enjoying this game. I think it's really fun. I do think the polls are a bit stingy, though, or at the very least getting the polls is a bit stingy. Because it took me 1 week to get Ellen, and I have 2-ish weeks to try and get her weapon engine. At least I think it's called a weapon engine. But I'm going to be calling it Wenjin from now on, because that's how it looks to me. So, yeah, this has been my 1 week review of Zenless Zone Zero. Story-wise, I've just now beaten Chapter 2, and I'm going into Chapter 3, and that right there is my biggest issue with the game. The pacing is all over the place. And I'm not saying for the story. The story is perfectly fine. It's the little intermission breaks in between where you have to level up your internet level. Because after a mission, almost every single time, you have to go out and do your commissions. And wait in a few days, because the game doesn't give you enough internet experience unless if you do your dailies, which is bullshit. So, I'm kind of furious about that. The story pacing is fine. What isn't fine is the breaks in between to the point where I have to level up my internet level. Especially because the game just lets you trial run some characters. So the characters will be adequately leveled. So what's the point in trying to get my internet level up if I can just use the trial characters instead of my own? Right? I mean, I understand it's for people that want to use their own, but I don't know. But the TVs aren't the biggest issue in my opinion. The biggest issue, like, at least for now, because after patch 1.0 and 1.1, we're all going to be well beyond that point where we're going to have to level up. At least for, day one, or week one players, right? So it's not going to be that much of an issue starting out, and over time it won't be much of an issue, but for right now, it's kind of an issue. I understand other gachas do this as well, but it wasn't as bad for other gachas either. Because in other gachas, you could actually explore, and you had a shit ton of quests that you could do. Not only that, but you had a crap ton of chests and other shit that gives you experience. Not this game, unfortunately. But overall, this game is very well put together and very solid. It is very fun, and I'm having way more fun of a time with this than I am with Wuthering Waves. In terms of one more thing before I leave off, my favorite character playstyle is probably Agent 11. I really like how she plays. She is so fucking fun. I'm looking forward to the day that I get her. I just hope I get her on standard and I don't lose my 50-50. Ellen is also fun to play. She's a tad bit annoying because you have to dash and then charge her up and then she can start going ballistic. But aside from that, she hits very hard and she is fucking fun. But yeah, this has been my 1 week review of Zenless Zone Zero. This game is fun. I would highly recommend it if you are willing to put in the time and effort to play this game. Because it's good.